Toba asked earlier on what the book is about. We wanted to understand what the book is about so that it would help him as he read it or as he prepared. We wanted to get his mind around it, you know. And so you that you have read the introduction, tell me, what do you think the book is about?
Well, the book is about believing in yourself and believing your own self-worth. Because for her in the introduction, she said she was turned down so many times, but she knew she had to believe in what her message was, in the in what her goal was, which is like to make cosmetics for people that are not usually like those on TV, like the skinny people, because she's not on the skinny side either, so that was her dream. And that even though she was turned down so many times and she was almost quitting, but she knew what her goal was. And so I think at the end of it all is to believe in your self-worth, and nobody can announce that for you. You have to be the one to do it yourself. So I think in summary, that is finding your self-worth, believing your self-worth, and going for it. So I mean, that's what I think that's what, in a nutshell, she's trying to, her message is.
Yeah, perfect. Now I'm going to still turn it back to you. So how do you relate that to Anne? If you were to, now what you have said, you've said it about Amy. Now let's talk about Anne herself. Let's relate that. Say that about yourself.
So I think I need to believe, because I think that's where I struggle the most. Is I need to believe in my own self-worth, in who God has made me to be, and be able to find those opportunities and use those opportunities that God has given to me, and knowing that I'm unique in my own person, and I cannot be like A, I can't be like C. I have to, I'm my own person. And if I don't believe in myself, nobody's going to believe in me. So I have to, first of all, believe in myself before anybody can believe in me. So it's a progress for me. I'm in the place, I struggle a lot with that. So I believe that I have to turn around and see myself for who God sees me.
Yeah, so we're going to be authentic, and we're going to be naked here. I'm going to say straight away that you have that, and we all have that, because we did not get the affirmation we're supposed to get at a young age. This is supposed to be built by the authority figures in our lives. They're supposed to give us, affirm us. When we lack affirmation, then we have a lot of self-doubt. Right, and that gives you an opportunity for your young children now, for them to be better than you are right now. You have to find that thing in them that you want to affirm. Obviously, there are some stupidities that be in them. The Bible talks about the rod of correction, but it's not just the rod of correction that is in them. There's an endowment, a gifting, a bending that God has put in them that you need to affirm. Right. So, and that's why the Bible says that train a child in the way he should go. Train a child in the bend he should go. Right. So that when he's grown up, he will not depart from it. It's talking about the affirming the good things in your child. Right. So you are here because maybe you didn't have authority figures that affirmed who you are. But now you're already past 18, so you cannot give excuse anymore. You can fill the gap of what they did not do. Right, because and that's what adults do. They can respond. Right, we can begin to correct the mistakings or the misbendings of our life, but we also have the opportunity to correct that in our own children. You get that?
Right. So but I feel like for me, I think that the most biggest struggle that I've dealt with is low self-esteem.
Yes.
And I dealt with it at a very young age, and like even into my 20s, and which I'm still dealing with, but trying to overcome is the the need to feel like I need to please people, and because of my own low self-esteem and sometimes self-doubt. And so I believe that this book is trying to tell me, I mean, I'm just in the introduction, is that I have to believe for myself.
Yes.
I have to believe for myself. Nobody's going to believe in you except you believe in your own self.
Yes. And you know, until you believe in yourself, even God cannot help you.
Yes.
I mean, God needs you to believe what He has given to you for Him to be able to help you. So that's why you go to the Joshua chapter 1. God repeats the same thing about 9 times in just one chapter. He was telling Joshua, he promised Joshua, he said, as I was with Moses, I will be with you also. God already committed himself that as I was. First of all, he started by saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Right? At some point in time, we lean on some people for help. We lean on some people, we cover ourselves, we love to play second fiddle. We don't want to play first fiddle because of our self-doubt, low self-esteem. But at some point in time, God intentionally kills those things we rest on. That's why people go into depression and all of that. God allows that in our lives because He wants us to come to the fore, right? He wants that which has endowed in us to come to the fore, right? So God intentionally brings situations in our life to expose us. That was the same case with Joshua. So God came to Joshua and said, Joshua, Moses, my servant, is dead. That which you have hitherto relied on, rested on for cover, for support, is dead. It's time for you to arise and take your own place. It's time for you to live your own life. It's time to believe in yourself. It's time to believe in the endowment I've given to you. It's time to believe in the vision I've given to you. It's time to believe that you can, with my help, make it. So the same way He spoke to Joshua, He's speaking to every single one of us. You have to believe in that which God has put inside of you. Because if you don't believe in it, God cannot help you. Right? So you see Him repeatedly in Joshua chapter 1 saying, only be courageous. I can only help you if you are courageous. I can only help you if you believe in yourself. I can only help you if you believe in that which I put inside of you. I can only help you if you believe in your vision. I can only help you if you believe in your goal. I can only help you if you believe that I have a future and a hope for you. Right? That's going back to Jeremiah 29:11. Right? I have a future and a hope for you. You have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, God cannot help you. He needs you. God cannot walk alone in your life to take you to where He needs to take you. You cannot enter the promised land with God alone. God needs something from you to take you to the promised land. It's God and you, not God alone, not you alone, that can enter into the promised land. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So let's move on. But the foundation is Joshua chapter 1. Moses, my servant, whom you have hitherto rested upon, your parents whom you have hitherto rested upon, they're no more there. I mean, I had a rude awakening in my life. You know, my mom is a very strong personality. And the problem with strong personalities is that they kill their children.
Yes.
You know, it's like the end, right? Who always wants to cover the children. But one day those children needs to be released. They're going to face the real world. But some people do as if they will always be there for their children, even up to 90 years, they'll still be the one being the mother. That is not good parenting. Parenting is divided into several parts. There's the first part where you parent, right, 100%.
Right.
But as the children grow, you have to let them, release them, right? Release them to do their own thing. They have to learn to walk. They have to learn to run. They have to learn to eat. They have to learn to poo-poo, right? Several things along the line they will be learning, right? So as they grow, you release, parenting goes down and mentoring starts, right? So there's parenting, mentoring, and coaching. If all you do is parenting, you've killed your child. They will never rise up to what God has for them. You must understand where parenting is. You must understand where mentoring is, and you must understand where coaching is. Right. My youngest child is 18 plus now. I don't tell her, I've stopped parenting. Parenting has ended for me. All 3 of my children are adults. So I don't parent anymore. All I do with them is mentor and coach. mentor and coach. Mentor and coach, right? I don't do things for them, they do it themselves. All I do there is mentor and coach, right? So you need to understand those three phases of parenting, of working with children: parenting, mentoring, and coaching. And those, they have their own life, right? So if you want children to be so strong and face life, you have to do those three. We missed it because our parents didn't know better, right? They did their best. They did what they knew, but they didn't do better. So we can learn from our own lives and do better, right? And that's what this book is all about. Let me move on to the second slide as we go along here. It's and that's what we're trying to say here. So the book is all about a story, our story. Even though Aini is talking about it as our own experience, but she's just there as an example of you and me, right? We need to put ourselves in our shoe to be able to get the best of the story. We have to wear the shoe. We have to say, we have to say, this book is Anne, right? This book is Akin. This book is my life. It's, believe it's written by me, because I have to see, she's just giving our own story, but it's a story of the human being. It's a story of a man. It's a story of a woman. I mean, she's shown us how from nothing she became something. But because she is human being, we took replicate the same thing in our lives, right? If she made it, then we can make it also. Because there's nothing special about her. She's just a human being, right? So if she made it, she's just an example. The Bible says we have a multitude of witnesses. She's a witness that has gone before us that it is possible. If it's possible for her, then it's possible for me also. So we get the best experience as we see our life, then put ourselves in the movie and replicate the same lessons in our lives. And that's the essence of what we'll be doing in the next 5 months. Is looking at everything she has done that's helped her to make it, our troubles, our failures, and see how we can replicate the same in our own life also. So it's not just about reading the book, it's about learning the practical lessons we can begin to apply immediately, make our lives better. Right? So, and the key word you'll see running all over the book is the word authenticity. To be an authentic person. See, our failures the failure of our parents has made it difficult for us to be authentic. Why? We are scared that if we show our true selves, people will not like us. Right? We're scared if we show our true self, people will not like us. So we'll go ahead to find out what people would want, then try to make us what people will want so that they can accept us. But that is the wrong way of living. If you live like that, you will never amount to anything, because you are not allowing your subconscious mind, your soldiers, to work to their optimum. You are not allowing the endowment, the difference, the specialty, the uniqueness that God has put inside of you to come out. Note, when God went to Joshua, he didn't say, Moses, my servant, is dead, so I need another Moses. No, God did not need another Moses. God needed Joshua. Joshua is different from Moses. Moses has run his own race. Moses has done his own way. Now God needed Joshua to move the people into the land, not Moses. That's where a lot of pastors miss it. They want people to be like them. Oh yeah, my son, so you must do things the way I do it. That's not of God. That's witchcraft. You know, example is Lakewood, right? You see, I started going to Lakewood back in 1997 with John Austin, right? He was a different person from the son, Joel. What if Joel had just tried to do ministry the same way the father did it? The church would not have exploded, because that's not what God made him to be. He had to find his own uniqueness. Even though his father has laid the foundation, and there's nothing wrong with the foundation, but God no more needed John Austin. His own generation, his own time has passed. Now it's time of Joel Austin. And Joel is not the same as John, even though he's the son. There are uniqueness in Joel. And that's why you see that the ministry has expanded. The same thing for every single one of us. God needs a Joshua, not a Moses. right? And you have to let your Joshua sprout out. So you have to be courageous enough to be yourself, courageous enough to dare that some people will not like you. Because the truth is, some people will not like you because people want you to fit into their small box. That's the problem I have with a lot of people. A lot of people see me and have problem with them because they want you to fit into their box. People want you to fit into their box. They want to control you.
Yes.
Yeah, people want to control you. They want you to be such that you are not bigger than they want you to be, so that they can control you. They can put you under. You will never grow beyond them. That is the low nature of man. That's what people see. Even pastors walk in the flesh. They don't want the people under them to grow beyond them.
To grow beyond.
Those pastors are not going to heaven. They are servants of devil, demons. Even though they might call themselves GO or bishop, anyone that want to keep someone under is a witch, a wizard. God's calling is for people to be released into their destinies. Into their destinies, not to be kept under. Right? You can serve somebody. There's nothing wrong in serving, but then that person should not kill who you are. It should be working under you with their blessings, right? With their own uniqueness to help you grow. Right? You don't keep people in a box. That is not of God. That's witchcraft. That's wizardry, right? And that's what you will see. Oprah Winfrey puts this quote here. It says that if she had known that she will make as much money by being herself, she would have started doing it a long time. She grew also through a place where she wasn't authentic because she was abused as a child. And she's gone through all those struggles, right, to become who she is today. And in showing her authentic self and what she does, she's become a billionaire. And she's found out that what makes her money, right, what makes her to be able to attain to the fullness of who God wants her to be is being herself. So if you're not being yourself, you are limiting yourself. You're not being able to get the good of the land. You're not able to get the milk and honey that God has for you, right?
Yes.
So